Covering music-related content of all genres. If it filters through Eastern Texas, it's fair game. Y'all bring it. From Texarkana down to the coast and Dallas down to Houston and everything in between. We are ETX ROCKS!
Hit the brakes!
Cut! Hey y'all, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of the ETX ROCKS Show with yours truly, Boston Chris. We are right now in the center of Nacogdoches, Texas at the Liberty Bell. We first of all want to thank the Liberty Bell for sponsoring this episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. And we also have a special guest host to this episode by the name of Dennis D. Scribbs Brown. He's going to be interviewing a great artist from the city of Houston, the 2016 Hip Hop Artist of the Year at the East Texas Music Awards, the one and only Rob G. Say hello, Rob.
Man, what's going down? It's your boy Rob G, a.k.a. Roberto Gali. I'm in the building. I'm really looking forward to this interview. I got a lot of respect for you guys. I got a lot of respect for the fans out here. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be where I am, you know, in the position that I am without the support from you guys. So I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this, man.
All right, so I'm going to turn this over to D. Scribbs, and he's going to ask Rob G some great questions, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about the man, the legend, Rob G. Go ahead, D. Scribbs.
Hello, everybody. This is D. Scribbs. And Rob, first thing I want to ask you is, I understand your parents were immigrants from Uruguay, and they moved. You were born in Chicago, and then y'all moved to Houston, or A-Leave, how you say it. Yeah. So, can you tell us about some of the challenges they faced by moving to the United States?
Oh, well, first of all, my family is like that. My whole entire family. I was the first person in my family actually born in the United States of America, you know what I mean? So it was something that I always actually kind of took some pride in, you know what I mean? Just knowing that we came from somewhere else. My mother and father, they were always very adamant on the struggle that they went through to get here, the sacrifices that they made, as hard as they had to work, and then at the same time just showing the gratitude towards this country, because they would always tell me, as much love and representation that we put towards the place that we're from and that we come from, our culture, just as Latinos as whole, the appreciation that they have for this country, because this country gave them the opportunity to actually do something, and actually make something for themselves. And I put it out there on some real stuff. That they appreciate everything that the country did because it gave them an opportunity that they didn't necessarily have back home. You know what I mean? And so they had. My mom went to 6th grade. My dad dropped out of school when he was in grade school still. 1st through 5th grade because of and that's how it is in third world countries. Stuff happens in your family. You gotta do what you gotta do. So that's where my people came from. And for them to come here and be like, man, forget how hard you got to work. Forget this and that and the other. Like, this place gave us a chance to raise y'all, and to provide a future for y'all, no matter what we had to do, even if we had to work. And that's why people from where we from necessarily come here. They down to work 80 hours a week. You know what I mean? Because it's better than where we came from. And at least you could see something from your labor. So I learned a lot from that. It meant a lot to me. I was very proud of it growing up, and it's a big part of who I am now.
And that's awesome. And one thing I know about Houston, it has a huge music scene, especially with hip-hop. Who are your biggest musical influences while growing up there?
Well, Houston, we always had our own swagger, and that was something that me being a Houstonian that I was very proud of, you know what I mean? So I adapted to it just like everybody else did, So I grew up with the Screwed Up Clique, DJ Screw, with UGK. Yeah. I mean, going all the way from the boys on the north side, from the Boss Hog Outlaws to everybody that was doing their thing over there, to Wasp and that stuff, all over the city. You know what I mean? Lions Den, everybody. I mean, anything that was Houston, I was very proud to be a part of it. And anywhere I went when I started just this whole music thing, I always, and I don't think it was something that I had to like adopt as like something that I had to do. It just came natural to anywhere I went outside of my city. Like, I felt like I had to rep my city, you know what I mean? Because all those guys, even when I got on, just the love I got from guys like Kiki, Hawk, Pokey, Bun B, Slim Thug, J-Dog, just everybody, man, everybody, Chamillionaire, Paul Wall, all them boys, man, pretty much anybody that's from H-Town, they show me love. And it had nothing to do with can you cut me a check? Can you give me a part of your major label budget? It was like, yo, you represent H-Town, you out here repping for the city. We respect you, who you are as an artist and as a person, and we got you, bro. We got you. And that was very humbling for me, and it was something that I feel that I'm always in debt. I'm in debt to my city. I'm in debt because of that, because they showed me that love, they gave me that respect, and they gave me a chance to prove myself, you know what I mean? So no matter where I go from here, whether I become one of the biggest artists ever, you know, from a Latin American standpoint or anything, you know, I'm always repping my city. It's something that I'm very proud of. Even with the music not even being involved, man, I'm a Texan. I'm a Houstonian down to the bone, down from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, man. I'm H-Town down till I die, for real.
You know, that's one thing I love about Houston is, you know, something Pimp C was very big on was getting all the Houston artists to come together, you know, leave all that beef stuff to the side because, you know, when you all come together as a family, you know, you're putting Texas on the map, you know. And that's another thing I noticed about your music, man. You're very good at doing that, you know, representing your state, and I love that about you, man. You know, so, you know, at the age of 12, you lost your father, and, you know, that's a difficult thing for anyone to deal with, especially at such a young age. But you stepped up and you took the role of leading your family. Where did you draw your strength and drive in order to do that?
My mom. If I had to name a single thing, it was her. Really, I was following orders like a little soldier's supposed to. You know what I mean? It was just, my mother looked me in the eye and was like, they never sugarcoated nothing to me. You know what I mean? They told me exactly how things were. You know, they was like, you know, this is what's happening. This is what's going down. We're a very close, small family, and it was like, this is what's going to be, Rob. I need you to step up and be a man. And, you know, I watched my father die right in front of my eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like, just sitting right there 2 feet away from him. And it was a long suffering type thing. You know, it wasn't just one thing to the next. It was a gradual, you know, like, you know, watching somebody suffer. And being that young, you can't help but being like, woe is me. But, you know, luckily, you know, I had fam that kept it 100 with me and always was like, hey, man, this is life. This is what it is. You know, you either let something destroy you or let it make you stronger. You know what I mean? And that's a choice. That's a choice. We all go through struggle. Every single person alive go through one kind of struggle or another. You know what I mean? And if we keep it real, my father dying ain't nothing compared to what some of these people... When you got people telling you that and kind of bringing you to that light, regardless of your age or your maturity or where you at, it just kind of make you look at things. And luckily I had that kind of people around me, you know, that kind of made me look at things and be like, this is life. It's about how you gonna deal with this. You gonna let it bring you down, or you gonna let it make you stronger. And I'd like to say that because of my mother and the people that I was raised around, I chose to let it make me stronger.
You know, and, you know, you talk about your mom being one of your biggest influences. You know, what are some of the most important things she said to you that have just stuck with you your entire life?
You know, just have integrity, dignity, honor, and work hard. Work hard definitely got to be one of them. You know, my mother's type of person that held it down. I mean, just, you know, type of mentality where it's like, I'm coming to this country with no education, no nothing, but I'm going to make something of myself, the honest way, the good way, you know, and I was able to witness that, so that just kind of stuck with me, you know, it just kind of stuck with me, and no matter what I ever had to go through personally, I was always able to look at her and be like, I done seen my mom go through some real stuff, so hey, if she could do it, I'm sure I'll be all right, you know what I mean? So just, you know, duck your head and keep moving, and I just think that's the main thing, just be strong. She never sugarcoated anything, man. She always just was 100 with everything, you know what I mean? And just a very strong, dignified woman with morals and honor, and that's what stuck to me. Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite things about you, man, and, you know, and I kind of relate with it, you know, my dad died before I was born, and, you know, and my mom raised 3 kids on her own, you know, and so in my way, I kind of felt like I had to step up and be the man of the family, and that's what I really appreciate about you, man, is, you know, instead of just, you know, letting it kind of beat you down, you know, you stood up and, you know, handled your business like a man, man.
Yeah.
You know, you get out of high school, you know, you got married and started a family fresh, you know, and do you think the experience of leading a family as a young kid helped you as a husband and a father, and how so?
Yeah. I mean, I had, obviously we talked about things I went through as a young kid, and then pretty much right at the age of high school, right, finishing with that, I had a son, a wife, the whole nine. And yeah, it helped me, man. It was a big crash course and just getting grown and again, reverting back to my mother. I never forget, man, the day I went to her and I told her, hey, you finna be a grandma. I was, 19 years old. And she looked at me and she smiled and she was so happy, man. And then she broke down crying.
Right.
She broke down crying and was sad. And I was like, why you sad, Mom? You know what's going down? And she was like, you gotta be a man now. You're on your own now. Now it's time for you to do you. Now it's time for you to raise your family. Now it's time for you to... And I'm nervous. I'm scared. I hope you listen to everything I taught you, because now it ain't about your mama. It ain't about these walls. It's about that son you got on the way. And so that changed my life. But at the same time, I felt ready. I felt like, and it turned out to be, man, that whole situation, as I'm sure we'll end up talking about in this interview, it ended up being one of the most challenging situations in my life. You know what I mean? And I absolutely say, like, I wouldn't take none of it back for nothing. My son, my family, everything's amazing. You know what I mean? I look like, those things are the things that make you who you are. You know what I mean? I'm proud to be able to say that I followed in my people's footsteps. We didn't have it all. I wasn't rich by no means. I grew up in the hood like a lot of people did. But I never lacked anything, and I was raised great, with great morals, and I'm glad to say that I passed that on to my seed, and I feel like that was the only thing that I really could do. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is with that situation. Yeah, it absolutely made me who I am.
And kind of to draw back to your music, you're a fan of lyrical rap. Not a lot of people know what that means. I know what it means, but just for the people out there, what would you say is lyrical rap?
Being you and just speaking your situation, your stuff. Like, we don't make music at the end of the day. Like, we don't make music for ourselves. You know what I mean? We make music for the fans. And so to me, the key is, can you speak about your story and put that down, and be yourself, but yet do it in a way that people can relate to it, and you can get those fans and you can get those people that listen. So to me, lyrical rap is really just talking about you, just being you and doing you. You know what I mean? Like, there's different levels of artistry. There's some people that can do a simple ABC 1 2 3 rap, and they be talking about what they experience on a day-to-day basis. I consider that lyrical. Just like I consider lyrical the guy that really puts together some intricate rhymes and some intricate lines and really be saying some shit, and can make music on different, can talk about X topic and Y topic and Z topic, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. So it's just really about just being yourself. Me, like, I like rapping, and the artistry of it, so I like to do double syllable, triple syllable rhymes while trying to stay on topic, while trying to do that. You know what I mean? So, but that's just me, because that's the influences that kind of drew to me, kind of a mixture of everything. And but yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like lyrical is just you being you, you know what I mean? And just kind of speaking on your experiences, your opinions, and your thoughts, you know what I mean, through your lyrics and through your songs.
One thing I noticed with your music, man, is your wordplay and your flow, dude. It's very unique. And I'm, again, a fan of it, dude. I was so excited to do this interview because of that very reason. So what would you say separates Rob G from other artists?
Well, there's only one Rob G, and I don't mean that just based on a talent level or nothing like that, by no means.
Right.
Okay? I'm just saying there's only one Rob G because there's only one me. Right. So, that's what separates me. You know what I mean? My story is my story. You know what I mean? And the things I've experienced and the way I view things is the way that I view things. So I feel that separates me off the rip. Now, what makes me relatable is that I really, truly, in my heart and soul, as an artist and a musician, feel that no matter where you come from and where you at, we all have something that we can identify with, an emotion that we can identify with. I done been through some crazy shit that made me feel pain and sadness, just like I'm sure you have. Maybe It's not the same shit, but we both felt that emotion.
Exactly.
Just like I done felt crunk and excited and happy and in a party mode, just like I'm sure you have. I feel that through those normal human emotions, like, I can tie that music into everybody and hopefully bridge that gap between everybody. So that's kind of what I feel separate me. And it's not, I'm not saying I'm better than folk. I'm not saying I'm different. I'm just saying that the way I do my shit is the way I do my shit, and I don't really base it on the way everybody else do their stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
I pay attention to what's going on in the music game. I pay attention to what's relevant and what's not. But at the end of the day, I do it my way, and that's why it's different.
So you've been listening to D Scrib's interview with the one and only Rob G out of Houston, Texas. But first we want to thank the Liberty Bell in Nacogdoches, Texas for sponsoring this great episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. And check out this great commercial from Katie Kennedy of the Liberty Bell.
This is Katie Kennedy, the owner of the Liberty Bell located in historic downtown Nacogdoches. We would like to invite you to come on down for our live music, our extensive menu, including our brunch menu available on the weekends, and excellent service. We're open every day of the week except for Monday. We've got live music every day and drink specials. So we'd love to see you in Nacogdoches. Come on down, tell them Katie sent you.
So one thing I was really curious about are what are some of the ways you have perfected your craft?
Well, I'm an old school rap dude, you know what I mean? Like, I started back from just it being something that I wanted to do and dreamed about. And with that being said, I was a cat that used to fall asleep on top of the notebook. Straight up, you know what I mean? Like, I would just play. I didn't have beats, I didn't have nothing. And I would just be playing, try to like wreck the person who actually did the song. So I'd be like, I'm gonna write a verse, whether it was like MJ or anybody from the South, whoever, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of how that started. And then when it became a career, you know, I'm very like competitive, and I want to be really good at whatever I do, you know, and not just competitive against people, but competitive against myself. So I always try to stay on top of it from just like I do little like rhyming exercises, to be honest, you know what I mean? I do all kind of different shit. I'm the type of dude that like if I haven't wrote a song in a while, then I might just sit down and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna come up with a rhyming word, and I'm gonna just, as many words as I can come up with that rhyme word, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll go to another word, and then some days I might just be like, I'm just trying to come up with a song today, and just, you know, maybe come up with it with some melodies. I record them in my phone and just keep them as ideas, you know. And so I just always try to stay on top of that some way, somehow. I mean, there's even times where I'd be at the crib by myself, nobody be around, I'd be like, put my little timer on, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna freestyle for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
So when you putting together these rhyming words, I know you have to stay on topic too.
Yeah.
So how difficult do you find it when you're putting these lists together, and then you know when you're going to write the song itself? How difficult is it to stay on topic?
It's not actually. That's something that I've always been, you know, pretty good at. You know what I mean? I feel like, in general, as a writer, I haven't really been able to expose my talent and what I'm capable of, because, you know, a lot of people heard the rep in my blogs, the shit I did with Rick Ross and, you know, Slim and all those guys, but they ain't really heard the array of what I'm capable of doing, from the Spanish to the pop stuff to, you know, I've written songs for people and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not really difficult, man. It's something that's always came kind of natural to me. It's just like, if I know a topic, then I will focus on writing to that. And again, it's not difficult because I just do me.
What comes first? Does the list come first or the topic?
It just depends. You know, like, I've been the type of dude that, like, I've written songs with no beat at all. That's actually been some of the best music I've done. A lot of the stuff be just written on the spot. A lot of times I don't write. I just kind of commit everything to memory. You know what I mean? I just kind of come up with things, and I don't know. When I was in school, I couldn't remember a math equation. Right. But I remember 39,000 rhymes like it ain't shit. I don't know why, man. So a lot of shit I just do it off the top of my head, and I just kind of keep it committed to memory. It just depends the situation I'm in, but I kind of enjoy all of them. Like, if I'm making a song in the studio on the spot, then I won't write. I'll just do it and commit it to brain. And then there's times where I'm just kind of at home vibing, and I'll write, you know what I mean? So it just kind of just depends the mood I'm in, but I feel comfortable in all of them, so there's no certain one.
Cool.
You know, one thing I found interesting is you competed in a rap battle circuit, which landed you an invite on MTV's MC Battle 2. What was that experience like?
That was dope. I never anticipated to be a battle rapper. You know, I never did. It was just something that, like, it was popping at the time, and I was like, I got to do this to give me some clout, you know, so because that's just what the times were like at the time. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess you got to talk about people's moms and shit. And there's another one. Damn, my bad. But yeah, it was just like, I guess you got to talk about people's moms.
Thinking about it now.
Yeah, it's like, I guess you got to talk about people's moms and talk bad about them, and maybe you'll get on. So I was like, okay, cool, sign me up, coach. You know what I mean? And it just happened. I was good at it. It happened. I got there. I got disqualified for cussing, of course. Of course. How cliche is that ish? How cliche is that? Yeah, I got disqualified for cussing. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
So I made it. I made it all the way there and got disqualified for cussing. I made some money backstage because after I got disqualified, I was betting on who's going to win after I was gone. It was a cool experience. I knew when I was there.
Kids out there, do not cuss or gamble.
Yeah. I knew when I was there, I was like, okay, this ain't going to get me on. This is just going to give me some exposure. So I was more so like, cool experience. I'm ready to get home now and focus on becoming an artist, a brand, and all that stuff. So that's how I kind of used that experience. And shortly after, I got signed and stuff like that. So it was cool. Yeah.
You know, and you got signed, you know, and one thing, it was really cool. You've worked with big names such as Rick Ross, Bun B, Chamillionaire, Pitbull, Paul Wall, J-Dog, and many more. Can you tell us about some of your experiences working with such influential artists?
None of them charged me one penny.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And I say that because not on.
How much did you charge them?
Oh, come on now. I can't charge them. Everybody you name is like 10 times bigger than me, shit.
That's why you should be charging them,
Nah,
man.
I ain't charging them. Nah, but yeah, man, it was just, that was very humbling, you know what I mean? Just to be able to, I came in the game like that, you know what I mean? I never felt myself, I never thought that, you know, I was just like, man, I was given a gift, a humble gift, and I'm just trying to get in where I fit in, you know, and a lot of those guys saw that, and I played my position, you know what I mean, and they showed me love because of it. I earned my stripes in my city. And that's why those same guys that you just mentioned show me love and work with me, you know what I mean? And I appreciate them forever for that, you know what I mean? That's real talk. And again, I say that because I'm proud of that. You know, I feel like I humbly earned that. Like I didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? So I'm a God-fearing man, and so I say I don't deserve those blessings. You know what I mean? It's just, they were placed on me because of my character. I feel because of my character and the way I carry myself, and those same blessings turned into friendships. They turned into relationships that no matter how long I stay out the rap game or I'm in the rap game, they've lasted. So yeah, shout out to everybody who ever showed me any kind of love, man. Everybody you named and then some, you know, they all showed me a lot of love, and without them, I probably wouldn't be doing this interview with y'all. So again, I humbly say, I thank every single person from my city, every person above that. It's crazy, but the same people that I rode with on tour buses that gave me those verses, I mean, you know, and that worked with me, that told me, Rob, do your thing, that called me when I had tragedies, personal tragedies in my life, man, the same people, you know, they're doing enormous things now, you know what I mean? And just knowing that lets me know, shit, you was amongst company that you're supposed to be with, you know what I mean? So keep doing what you do, and let's get it, you know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to all those people too. I appreciate y'all.
You know, on a serious note, I'd like to talk to you about this. You know, I understand your wife lost a 5-year battle with cancer.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with the loss of your wife while raising your son and maintaining your career must have come with challenges that seemed impossible to overcome. So what keeps Rob G going?
Man, that stuff was hard, man. Like, I never thought I'd be here again, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? I kind of chalked it up and thought it was over. You know what I mean? That's the reason I stopped. You know what I mean? I was when everything happened with my wife passing away from cancer and all that, and my son was only 5 at the time, turning 6. I was at the hiatus of my career. I was doing everything. You know, I was doing international tours for the Spanish music I was doing. I was all over the United States. I was touring with Pitbull, and me and Trey just released the album. All kind of stuff was going down, and I mean, everything, man. I was at the hiatus of my career. You know, everything was going good, and I had to make a decision. I made that decision. I just didn't feel right doing what I was doing, and just, you know, with my son being so young, and so I pretty much just kind of bowed out the game and crossed my fingers. I did what I had to do for my wife. I was there for her in her more troubling times, and all the way to the last breath. And then after that, I had another shot to keep going, and it lasted for about a good 1.5 to 2 years after she passed. But my son was so young, it was just difficult, man. It was really hard to just keep up with having a tour constantly, and I wasn't consciously cool with just being like, grandmas, y'all take care of my son, I'm gonna go be a star, you know what I mean? So I made that decision. You know, a lot of people thought I was stupid for it or dumb or would say, well, hey, you're doing what you got to do. And monetarily, I didn't think that my physical presence, you know, I think my physical presence in my son's and my family's life at that time meant more than the monetary presence and what my career as an artist could bring to the table financially. So I made that decision, man. And you know, the game don't wait for you. I knew that when I made that decision. You know, game don't wait for you. Time keep going. And so it got to a point where it was pretty much like, you know, it's almost like starting over. You know what I mean? And amongst that whole, you know, moment of starting over, you realize. That's when I realized how blessed I was. That's when I realized how many good people I had in my corner. That's when I realized, like, damn. That's when I realized I had a lot of fake people around me, too, that I needed to make move around. You know what I mean? That's when I realized that, too. So, you know, and it really literally got to a point where it was like me putting together my whole family. Not my career, my family, then my career. It was going to be, it was going to take time. It was going to take a lot of time. You know what I mean? Just from a standpoint of just emotionally, financially, monetarily, you know, everything, you know what I mean? And then going back and doing this music, this take a whole lot of time from me, you know? And I had already sacrificed to get to where I was. I sacrificed a lot of time for my family, you know, so I didn't feel right at that time doing it again. So I'm just happy and blessed, man, to be able to do it again, you know what I mean? And to be able to have some kind of shot. I tell you what, if I didn't believe I was capable of doing this on a big level, I wouldn't be here right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't waste my time, y'all's, or people like P, you know, and his crew and them, all the time they put behind me, and just everybody, my investors, my label people, you know, I wouldn't waste their time if I didn't feel like I could do this, you know. So and it's crazy. I believe in God again. I say it again, man. I'm a God-fearing man, God-respecting man. You know what I mean? And I feel like timing happens for a reason, you know, and I feel like this is the time. So we gonna see what it do now.
Well, let me just say this: me being a dad myself, it's not dumb what you did. I respect it a lot, dude. Like really, you know, through tragedy and success, you have proven your worth in the music industry. What's next for Rob G?
Next is really just finishing what I started, man. I've had #1 records in my city, big city, you know, one of the biggest cities in the United States. I had #1 records in that. I've been all over the world. I had the major label record deals. I've done the big tours. I've succeeded independently. You know, so I just feel now it's time to finish what I started. When I came into this game, it was to be a major artist. And not only just music, man, but just to let the music transition into other plateaus and things that I can do just to reach people and just, you know, create awareness, not just musically, man, but just for being a Latino dude from America, you know what I mean? And just hopefully just start a new type culture, you know, behind the things that I represent and what I do. Obviously, I make Spanish music, you know what I mean? I plan to cross over and I plan to compete in different genres. That's something very important to me, you know, and I feel like now with the whole social media age and the way that people are able to intake music and intake information now, I feel like you can compete in many genres, you know, without losing yourself and who you are, and that was always a big part of me as a brand. So I look forward to really presenting that and seeing where it goes, man. I really think we can be successful, you know. I got a lot of good guys that's been in my corner, especially my boy Mark Perez, man, my boy Big P and his whole crew. Just all them guys that back me up. I just look forward to really validating the love that I've gotten and the support that I got, you know what I mean? So I'm out here to really get it. You know, I'm a competitive dude by nature, so I ain't playing, man. I ain't playing. You know, I humbly say it again. You know, I feel like I've been given a gift, and I'm ready to show it, and that's it.
All right, so we have a new segment on the ETX ROCKS Show, Rob G. This is called Rapid Fire. We told you a little bit about this. The way this works is it's 10 questions.
All right.
You have not been able to see the questions, and you have to answer all 10 questions within 90 seconds. And as soon as we're done with that, we'll talk about your social media and stuff like that.
All right, cool.
All right, so you ready for this?
I'm absolutely ready.
All right, so this is Rapid Fire with Rob G. Would you rather have Chinese food or Italian food?
Chinese if I'm smoking this late, I'm at the club, and Italian food if it's I'm just chilling with my girl.
All right, Tupac or Eminem?
Both. Tupac if I want to fight somebody, Eminem if I'm about to battle.
All right, what's more difficult, leading a family at a young age or breaking through the music business?
Leading a family at a young age.
All right, would you rather have a 2-hour phone conversation with Mariah Carey or a 90s collab with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
90s collab with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, Fresh Prince all day.
All right, Kevin Hart or Richard Pryor?
K Hart, I'm a young dude.
All right, would you rather swim with the sharks or go skydiving?
Skydiving.
All right, would you rather be screamed at by Gary Busey or would you rather spend an hour with Hillary Clinton flirting with you?
Hillary Clinton. That'd be cool.
All right, would you rather have a #1 record or a Grammy?
Grammy.
All right, McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
All right, would you rather be locked in a room with Taylor Swift music all day or performing a makeover on Freddy Krueger?
Taylor Swift.
All right, so that was Rapid Fire with Rob G. Rob G, talk to your fans out there. Tell them how they can help you out, where they can find you. If you could do it in both English and Spanish, that would be awesome, man.
I can. Thank God I'm bilingual, bro. Well, hey, man, if y'all want to get at me, man, just check me out, www.robgonline.com. That has all the links to all the Twitter, to the Instagram, to the Facebook, to all that good stuff. And more than anything, just stay tuned. Trust me, me and my crew, we finna put something together big. We're gonna be in every major city, every major town, everywhere, all right? Y para toda mi gente latina, muchas gracias para apoyarme en todo lo que hago. Ya saben que voy a representar a la gente latina. Búsquenme en el internet y ya saben, Roberto Gali, Rob G, yes sir.
This has been another great episode with D Scribs, ETX Rocks, and
ETX Rocks!
make sure to support your local music and
ETX Rocks, baby!
We are ETX Rocks!